okay, let's try this again. I fix one thing and mess up about five others. So, yeah, I had the volume turned completely down on this video. So, let's start all over again. I don't know how much time I'm going to have because um, my husband came and got EJ to take him to martial arts, and he will probably call and check on me. Um, why? Because I'm not well. Um, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to kind of break down a little bit of what's going on with that. I know if you've followed my channel for any period of time, you know that I have some medical issues and all that neat stuff. So we're going to try to talk a little bit more about what happens and why it happens to me, and why it happens for can happen for such long durations. So we're going to keep this thumb and finger clenched together so that I don't forget. um, there were some other things that I was going to address on this video involving my niece and a situation that happened with her. Um, but we made a decision to just simply um, move forward. We know the people who are responsible for, and we just have decided to just let it be. Um, uh, they pretty much exposed themselves in more ways than one. But anyway, back to this. Um, all of last week, and if you followed the videos, we had fun outside in the snow. We had a ball. Um, I did not have a migraine at all. Did not have an episode at all. Did not have aura at all. Week before that, not so good. Um, Monday morning, um, I woke up and I've got a little routine, for lack of a better way of putting it, going that is working for me. And whenever I explain it to you, it might be like real simple for everybody else. But for me, it is training me to put one foot in front of the other regardless. And what happened Monday, I got up to take Mayor out. And while I was outside with Mayor, and please understand when I say this, please, please listen first, because I'm going to explain it. You know, stick, people, chalk, explain it. Um, while I was outside, last week I fixed breakfast for everybody. The everybody's that were in my home, depending upon what days. So, um, when I took Mayor outside Monday, my daughter got up. And now, mind you, listen to what I'm saying, because I'm not upset with her because she did this. Not at all. Okay? Get that. Not upset with daughter. Got it? Well, while I was out with Mayor doing his morning thing, he really wasn't feeling Monday morning either. Um, I don't know if it was just cold. Um, I don't know if he was just ready for breakfast. My apologies. I'm very, very, very dry. Um, I don't know but he just wasn't feeling Monday morning. He didn't want to play. Didn't want to play fetch. Didn't want to run around the yard. Pretty much did his morning potties and was like, okay, can we go in now? And I was like, dude, I feel you. Well, by the time we came back in, my daughter had collected the cat dishes, which, understand me, Much appreciated. Mucho appreciated. I was delighted. She had collected the dog's dishes, and she had started to fix breakfast. I was very, very appreciative. Understand that. First and foremost, understand that. However, well, I shouldn't use however because that kind of negates what I just said. In the scheme of my ADHD brain, having a little routine that had been working, I'm trying to do those things that I have myself in the habit of doing and jizz them away. Okay? And I say that with a lot of laughter and a whole lot more love because trust and believe when I tell you, she did not mean to. She was trying to be kind. She was trying to be helpful. She was trying to be all the good things. And I understand it and I appreciate it. What I'm trying to get across to you in making this video, this particular video, is not anything against my daughter. Nothing. Okay? But what I found was I was frustrated with her because it was like, please get out of the way. You're right where I need to be to fix the cat's food. You're right where I need to be to make my coffee. You're right where I need to be to do, just list. And I came back in here and I was talking into this room and I was talking to her dad and I was like, please don't call and say this out loud. I said, because I don't want to hurt her feelings. Now, you would probably say, you didn't want to hurt her feelings on Monday, but you're putting it on the internet on Wednesday. We've talked, okay? She understands. What I did not realize, everything, not just the stuff that my daughter did, every last little thing for probably 45 minutes. Right down to, and when I say this, you're going to think that I'm nuts, right down to doing like this on my hands frustrated me because it was painful. And while I was texting with my husband, all of a sudden it hit me. My frustration was not frustration. Like normal, everyday frustration. I was going into migraine. And I was going into migraine through a unusual venue. My anxiety level, my everything level, my skin, the allodynia was hitting fast. And if you don't know what allodynia is, it is pain that just has no end, for lack of a better way of putting it. For instance, some days you will notice that I don't brush my hair. It's not because I don't want to brush my hair. I hate tangly hair. I always have. I always will. However, when allodynia became part of my migraine, which it always has been, just on a smaller level, when it became a major part of my headache, of my migraine, I have a couple of cousins that have it as well. My actual hair follicles will hurt. I mean, just the fact that it's attached to my head hurts. It used to be when I was probably, I would say in my 30s, I'd say mid to late 30s, I literally would, whenever I'd get sick, and I'd come home, I would make it through going into the urgent clinic, getting a shot, getting home, most of the time being able to eat, sometimes not. Um, but I would make it through all of that, um, and literally have to strip completely down and maybe have a sheet over me. That was all I could stand. And I know sometimes that you probably may notice when we're filming videos that there may not be a pillowcase on my pillow. There may not be, a sheet. Um, these are all things, they're texture issues that become worse whenever I'm sick. So it's not so much a lazy thing as it is just I can't bear. I've got to get with Jen from Stivers Homestead because she has the only sheets that I have been able to stand. Before they closed the Airbnb the last time we went and stayed, I had an attack, and I laid down in the bed, and I kept thinking to myself, I literally was rubbing the sheet, and whenever I was feeling the texture of the sheet, I was like, oh, I have to know what these sheets are, because this is the first sheet that I have felt that I can stand. I could stand it over me. And see, back in those days, I didn't have a little boy running around my house. So now I have to kind of like, be real careful, even though I'm sick, and a lot of times they'll keep him occupied downstairs and stuff. He's still my boy. He's still going to check on me. So I have to keep all the goodies covered up. um, but anyway, I just felt like maybe that if we kind of talked about that, because I'm not the only person that deals with migraine. There are other people that do, and there are other people that do on different levels. Um, I used to be, and forgive me, please. I used to be that person. My daughter is that person now. I used to be that person that could take a couple of Tylenol, Advil, Motrin, um, something like that, and be fine. That used to be me. Then it got to where I had to have heavy medical intervention. And I'll be honest with you, whenever I tell you this, I'm not blowing smoke. I'm not telling you something that isn't true. I technically, because I have hemiplegic migraine, I have a cat coming, so hopefully he won't jump up here, and hopefully the dog won't go bananas. Um, well, he jumped up here. Hopefully the dog won't go bananas. Um, Sarge and Mayor have not made friends. Good boy, Mayor. Good boy. Anyway, so, and I'm quite impressed with the dog, by the way, because he is caught on relatively quickly to that I don't feel well. And his behavior for a, I guess, 16-week puppy is, we kind of have an understanding, which is what I hoped for. He will continue to go undergo training until it's more than that, until he is able to be certified as my service dog, not my emotional support animal. Too many people have taken advantage of that. He is already my emotional support animal. I want him to be my service animal. And please don't get upset with me for saying that emotional support animals that has been taken advantage of. That's just the facts. What you hear is him trying his best to get Sarge to pay attention to him. And what you hear is Sarge going, nope, dude, not happening. But anyway, what we were talking about was the fact that I do have, along part of my migraine, I do have hemiplegic, and now I have intractable. And what intractable means is that even if I go to the emergency room and they give me a strong shot of, say, morphine or Dilaudid or whatever that they're able to give me, it's still not a guarantee. It's going to make me sleep, but it's not a guarantee that it's going to knock the headache. So therefore, I decide that since there's no guarantees, I skip it. I can, in most cases, I can get myself to sleep at some point. Uh, so, and that's the job that the Dilaudid or the morphine has, is that it gets me to sleep. I can pretty much handle that on my own. So, that's kind of where we're going to land, because the critters are getting a little restless. I have one trying to burrow underneath my cord. Not sure how that's going to end up for him, but it's not going to be well. But I'm just kind of just want to take a few moments. Invisible illnesses are just that. They're invisible illnesses. I don't like having to admit that I have migraine or that I have other issues. I'd much rather tell you about playing fetch in the snow for 3 hours when it was 15 degrees or what have you. I'd much rather talk about that, because that's fun. This is serious. It's not fun. It's serious. It's medical. And if you're wondering why, again, that by not going to the emergency room, it's not that I don't take my health seriously. It's that I learned through trips to the emergency room what's going to work and what's not going to work and what's going to happen. And when they give me a shot of morphine, they give me a shot of Dilaudid with the Phenergan. I have Phenergan here that is prescribed to me. Phenergan actually helps me sleep. So, in talking with the doctor, although I should still go and get, basic things checked out, there's a dollar amount that goes to that. And there's a wait time. And there are things that just make life a whole lot more miserable sitting in an emergency room. So I opt to monitor my blood pressure, my pain level, things of that nature, and take my medicine and just kind of ride out the storm, because it's going to end. That's quite enough. Without fail, you turn on the camera, cat shows up, dog shows up. Also, going to show you a couple of neat things that I'm going to be doing. I have my curtain pulled open. Mayor. I showed you before, I'm pretty sure I showed you that I ordered a Jesus Bible. I've wanted this for some time. It's the Expositioner's Study Bible, giant print, by Jimmy Swaggart. Yes. And one that's the ladies' edition. Yes. So, just wanted to talk to you for a little bit, because, yes, I'm not well. My husband came and took Ian to class, and I'm gonna be done with this, because this cat is going to, like, be all over me and antagonize the dog. But what I want you to think about, just do a Google search for migraine and the different types of migraine. And, my daughter has ocular migraine. Some children have abdominal migraine. That's where migraine will start with your children, is by affecting their stomach. Um, so, uh, don't discount everything as laziness, because it's not. There are some very sick people among you who try their best not to look sick, and I happen to be one of them. So, I think we're hitting about 21 minutes. So I think I've talked quite a bit enough. Y'all have a great day. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter. Y'all have a good one. It's a screen name. See you, bye.